Well, hello, y'all. This is Peter, and I got Darrell See, who is an owner-operator with PDP already for some time. And this is a testimonial. We're going to be talking today, just an interview of a couple questions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you for coming out. We're in the office right now where everybody's working. Yes, and I have a couple questions for you. To start off, how long have you been in industry? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, after I got out of the Navy, I went to a trucking academy in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, which there wasn't many trucking schools back in 1990. And that's when I got my chauffeur's license, and that was before they had CDLs. And when the CDL became available, I actually had to go to California and be tested in California for my CDL. And so I'm working on 32 years and a little over 4 million miles.
Wow.
In the industry, yeah.
Wow. And from what I hear, you've been trucking as an owner-operator also, as a driver.
I started off like everybody in a company, and it's good to get a very good background and a firm footing before you leap into becoming an owner-operator, because the trucks, the trailers, the repairs, it's very expensive. And if you're not ready for that, it could cripple you and wipe you out. So it's better to know your industry and understand the ins and outs. Of course, you're not going to know everything, but it's better to have a good grasp of the trucking industry before you just jump in head over heels and lose everything. And I mean, going from a company driver to driving for somebody that was an owner-operator gave me a little bit more freedom, but the freedom that a lot of truck drivers desire is that freedom to be an owner-operator. And that's what drives a lot of us to, save our money, to get the understanding, to know what the business is all about before we, invest hundreds of thousands of dollars literally in a truck, a trailer, and equipment. If you have a flatbed, you've got all that extra equipment you've got to buy. You've got insurance and everything else. Do you want to have your own authority? That's another big pile of money. But leasing on to a company such as PDP, I mean, I've been with other companies, and without a doubt, in my 31 years, the happiest I've ever been is being with PDP.
Wow, that's a lot to say.
It is, and I've had the opportunity and had some good times, had some bad times, but all in all, I know that this is the company I'm going to retire with, just simply because it's Simplematic. There's, you know what's going on all the time. And if there's ever a question or ever a doubt, the girls in this office and the people that work here are just absolutely amazing. They're spot on. They're really receptive. If you have a problem, they're on top of it. And the thing I like more than anything is when I call, I feel like I'm part of the PDP family. And I know I'm part of the PDP family because I'm talked to by name, first name. And I can talk to the people in the office by first name. And when I hang up the phone, I feel confident. I feel as if though the situation is under control. And having everything else in my life, with trucking, it's nice to know that there's parts of the trucking industry that I don't have to worry about because the girls here in the office are more than gladly and happily taking care of it for me.
Yep, that's the idea. So what kind of trailer do you drive right now?
I have a step deck, and I absolutely love it. The girls here can help find loads. If not, you help with new owner operators coming on by showing them different load boards and helping them out. And just your training alone with a day or two of training here, gave me a lot of perspective, gave me a lot of good leads and starts that I was able to take on by myself with just the little bit of help that you gave. And if I wanted more, I know you would have gave more. And it's not that you're just trying to get me to sign the dotted line and throw me out the door. It's you want me here because we're helping each other out. And that's what I like. I like to feel that I'm a part of the family, not an outcast.
Yep. Well, yeah, one of our points, one of our things when it comes to our goals is to make sure that each owner-operator is successful. And that's what we go, that's what I teach and train everybody in the office. Like that's, every single person in the office have to focus to make sure that this owner-operator can be successful. And yes. So you do step deck. Have you done other trailers?
Oh yeah, I've pulled just about everything. I've pulled a reefer here. I've done livestock. I've done tanker. I've done doubles and triples. I had the opportunity to drive in Australia for a while and pulled as many as 4 trailers there, and it was an opportunity of a lifetime. And yeah,
you've seen kangaroos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some stories there.
Yeah, definitely, plenty of kangaroos. We think we have a problem with deer. There's a lot more kangaroos on the road over there than there are deer here.
Yeah. Okay, but I guess just to a little bit. So why are you doing the step deck versus all those other that you've done though?
In the step deck, for me right now, I like it because basically step deck and flatbed is like a Monday through Friday, and there's not a lot of weekends, and you rarely ever load at nighttime because it's just unsafe. And so, I'm not no spring chicken, but at the same time, I'm not ready for the rocking chair. And so I like the step deck. I like the different loads, and there's different areas in the United States that you can go versus with a reefer, there's different areas.
Yep.
And the one thing that I like is once a month you have your Zoom meeting, and if I'm ever lucky enough, I can win the $300, and I get 3+ points on my score, and that helps. So your Zoom meetings, and if I there's plenty of videos on the website that I can go and just watch as you talk. And the one thing that I like about you personally is you're so knowledgeable in areas that I would never think of looking into. The deeper business aspect of trucking, freight wave, what it did last year versus what it's doing this year. And it's just stuff that some of us truckers would absolutely overlook, but you're that one step ahead of us. And in being that one step ahead of us, you're able to give that information to us that allows us to make better choices and to make more money. And the more money we make, the more money we all make. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah. I actually get this question asked a lot, which trailer to choose, how to make the most money, and all of that. And you pretty much nailed it on all of those fronts because, trailer types, a lot of it has to do with preferences. Right. A lot of it has to do with what is it specific to you that you like in your area. And interesting you mentioned freight waves because we've been working on this update already for some time, and we came out with a first version, but it was slow. So we're like, no, we got to redo it. We got to get this right. But I just got off the meeting today even about this, and it's amazing. We'll be able to, with the about 1 week worth of history of where the trending goes either up or down, in the whole markets, in the whole U.S. We'll be able to show you all the owner-operators individually, specific to you, where is the next best load. You know, so that's coming up, and We're going to have more about that later on. But yeah, I want to really stick it, specifically about you, though, because, I'm sure that a lot of guys that are watching us, they're interested, well, Darrell, like, why are you doing this? I mean, maybe you can say some advice to an owner-operator that's either starting out or maybe at PDP or just trucking in industry. Like, what would you recommend for someone like that?
Everybody wants to evolve. We don't want to stay in the mailroom. If you're a 9-to-5er, eventually one day you want to be the CEO of the company. But we've got to build our way up. And PDP is a platform that isn't for the beginner truck driver. It could be if you could afford to buy the truck and really get into it, but it's really important to have a grasp of knowledge before you become an owner-operator. And I just hate to see people fail, and I've seen them do it because trucking can be overwhelming with, everything that goes on in trucking. Because being an owner-operator, you're responsible for your truck, you're responsible for your trailer, you're responsible for making sure that the license plates, the IFTA, and all this other stuff. But when I come to PDP, I pay PDP a percentage and they do the clerical work for me. And that is a massive amount of pressure off my head that I don't have to worry about because I know these girls are taking care of it. They're in the background all the time working to make sure. And somebody coming into becoming an owner-operator, I've been here 31 years and I don't know everything. I've seen a tremendous amount of changes in the United States, and I can tell you one thing, that there's good companies out there, and I've seen a lot of good companies. I've been with good companies, but I'm happy being with the best. And I promote PDP because it is the best. In my opinion, and that's my opinion, PDP, like I said, this is going to be where I retire. I don't have many miles left. I've already got over 4 million. And, God willing, I'll get another million more. But it'll be flying the PDP flag. So I'm happy where I'm at. And one thing that has always stuck with me, when you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. And since I've been with PDP, I've not worked a day in my life. I love being here at
vacation
PDP.
For 2 years.
Yeah, trucking vacation. Because there's no headaches here. There's absolutely positively no headaches. None. As long as you're a squared away truck driver and you can pass your DOT inspections, which that's not difficult, as long as you cross the T's and dot the I's, you're always got my back. I don't ever have to worry about it. And every time I call up, I have pleasant conversations with whomever I'm talking to, whether it's dispatch, whether it's billing, whether it's admin, whether it's the BTO integration team, whether it's safety, whether it's you. It's always a pleasant conversation anytime I call up here.
Yep. Yes, and I know that there's so many different ways you can do, like, you can be a driver, you can be an owner operator, you can open up your own company, but I will say that it's not for everybody, right?
No, it's not. Trucking is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not I'm going to go be a truck driver for a week and see if I like it. If you do that, you're not going to like it. But like I said a very long time ago, I'm only going to drive truck for about 5 or 10 years and I'm going to give it up. Once trucking gets in your blood, nothing can get it out. Nothing. I've tried to walk away from trucking a few times, but I always came back to it because it was a stable, steady home for me. And finding somebody that you can work with, that you click with, that you get along with, such as PDP, and the simple fact that you hire just owner operators. So I know all the drivers that are with PDP are like myself. They're owner operators.
Yep.
So, and we
Yeah.
can talk on a different level than.
Yeah, the whole system, the whole operation is based on self-dispatched owner-operators.
Yes.
And, you know, some other companies that have split this and that, they have sometimes give priority to drivers before owner-ops.
Right.
But we don't have that, so.
And don't worry about being self-dispatched. To me, it's a lot of fun. It's a challenge, but it's a lot of fun. And I get to build relationships with brokers. And building those relationships actually helps me make more money. And because these brokers, they've got X amount of loads, and they're going to find X amount of drivers, and they're just going to dump those on. But if I'm always on time, I'm never late, I never have, you know, freight claims, you know, these brokers are going to start looking for me, and then I can, you know, jokingly say, hey, you know, last time, you know, you paid me X amount of dollars, you know, if you like me so well, you know, and they have no problem paying me more money, because when they find out that they've got a quality driver, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but when they find out that they've got a quality driver that they can depend on, they don't mind coming off that wallet and paying you more money, just because they know that you're worry-free.
Because they want that relationship too.
Right.
I mean, the market changes all the time, and it all depends on, you know, whose market is it. I mean, right now, it's in the drivers or the owner-operators' favor, right? The carriers have the upper hand because of the supply and demand. There's just not enough trucks to go around compared to loads.
Right.
So, but it's true even when that reverses. Am I right?
Exactly.
So in the slow times, because of that relationship that you build during the good times, in the slow times, those relationships pay off, right?
Right. Because brokers are going to sit on loads. I mean, if this load doesn't have to go till Monday, but I call them up, they're going to say, oh, good, I'm glad, you know, I've got this load. I've been sitting on, you know, I was going to put it on the board on Monday, but if you're in the Dallas area, this load's in Dallas, and I'll just go ahead and give it to you, and you can have the load. And
yeah, so, because they know that they can trust you.
Exactly.
And they're just wanting to make sure that their customer who they work for gets the best customer service, because then they're going to be happy, the customer, and the customer's going to give them more loads. So, I mean, anyway, I'm sure we can go on and on. Yeah. This is good. Yeah, so I guess the last question is, I mean, do you have any other, anything you want to add, anything you want to, just add on to it?
Take your time and do your own investigation. You can take my word for it. Peter and I have a really great working relationship, and for me, it was a blessing to find PDP. And then when I came here, I just automatically felt at home. Every issue that I've had has been resolved quickly. The safety department is on top of everything. They keep you compliant with the DOT. You've got to make sure, you know, they'll let you know when your CDL's getting ready to run out. They let you know when your DOT physical's getting ready to run out. Your license plates on your truck and trailer, they keep everything up to and touching. As long as you do your part, PDP's got your back, and they're not going to let you down. And because of that, I'm not going to let PDP down. I'm going to do my part to make sure that PDP's score stays up there. And I'm going to talk to truck drivers, because today's a confusing world. And you know, we've had a lot in our past dumped on our plate in this last couple years. So having a place like PDP to call home, where I truly am an owner-operator. They don't tell me where to go, how to go, when to go there. They don't tell me when to go home, when to get back on the road. You're truly an owner-operator here, and you're treated like a business truck owner. And I can't say anything more about it. You're truly an owner operator. They've never once dispatched me, and they've never once complained. And I've never once had a complaint about anything here. And if I have an issue, it's handled.
Well, and that's the main thing, though, because stuff happens. But when you do have stuff happens, you want somebody to be able to help or get it done, basically.
Right.
The back office support, all of that. So, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for coming out. Yes. Thank you all for watching. If anybody else is wanting to come over and do an interview, I invite you to have a seat here and just talk. I mean, talk about your experiences, your questions. Y'all are more than welcome to come. And I know we got to be going, he's got to be going, but thank you so much for coming out. Yes, and have a blessed day.
Take care.
Thank you.